Hey everyone. Ariadne, Theseus, and the labyrinth of the Minotaur are key figures in Greek mythology. The Minotaur, a half man, half bull creature, was trapped in a maze like labyrinth on Crete. Theseus, the prince of Athens, volunteered to defeat the beast. With the help of Ariadne, the daughter of King Minos, who gave him a ball of thread to navigate the maze, Theseus successfully killed the Minotaur. However, after they escaped, Theseus abandoned Ariadne, who was later found and married by the god Dionysus. Their story is one of bravery, love, and betrayal. Today, let's know about Ariadne, Theseus, and the labyrinth of the Minotaur. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Ariadne was a princess born on the island of Crete, home to the ancient Minoan civilization that flourished there during the Bronze Age. The modern name of the civilization derives from the mythical king Minos, the father of Ariadne. The Minoan civilization produced complex cities in astonishing art over 4,000 years ago, making it the first advanced civilization in Europe. They had two distinct writing systems, neither of which has ever been fully deciphered. Some of their art and coins depict labyrinths. King Minos first appears in Greek literature in the 8th century BC, in Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. According to Thucydides, Minos was the first ruler to establish a formal navy. Zeus himself is said to have instructed Minos on the laws he created for his people. The first king Minos, son of Zeus and Europa, was known as the good king Minos. He was so well respected by the gods that after his death, he was appointed as one of the judges of the dead in the underworld. The second king, Minos, was the grandson of the first. He and his wife, Pasiphae, had 8 children together, including the princess Ariadne. Additionally, he fathered 8 more children with other women and a nymph. Pasiphae was a demigoddess associated with witchcraft and sorcery. Her parents were the sun god Helios and the water nymph Perse. When Minos' father died, he competed with his 2 brothers for the kingship of Crete. He prayed to Poseidon for a sign of his favor, and the god sent a white bull from the sea. Minos was supposed to sacrifice the bull, offering it back to the god. However, the bull was such a fine animal that he sacrificed a different bull instead. As punishment, Poseidon made Pasiphae fall in love with the bull. She conceived a son, Asterius, a creature with a human body and the head of a bull who grew into the Minotaur. Minos imprisoned the unfortunate creature in a labyrinth built specifically for that purpose. Theseus was a mythical king of Athens and the heir of King Aegeus, though some of the older stories claim that Theseus' father was a god Poseidon. When Theseus was still a prince and heir apparent, Ariadne's brother died in Athens. In some versions of the story, he was murdered by rivals after winning an athletic competition. In others, he was killed by the bull that fathered the Minotaur, following an order from King Aegeus to slay it. King Minos threatened to send his navy across the sea to avenge his son's death. Zeus aided him by sending a plague and famine to the city. The king of Athens eventually surrendered and offered his people to the mercy of the Cretan king. Minos demanded tribute in retribution. Every 9 years, or 7 years, or even every year, as per the varied version of the story, Athens was required to send 7 of its most courageous young men and 7 of its most beautiful maidens to Crete, where they would be devoured by the Minotaur. Theseus volunteered to go as tribute, determined to slay the Minotaur and save his fellow Athenians. Ariadne was one of the daughters of King Minos. In some versions of the myth, she was in charge of the labyrinth where the Minotaur was kept, and the unfortunate Athenians were sent for sacrifice. In other versions, she was an innocent bystander forced to watch her half-brother devour these youths year after year. In the old stories, Ariadne fell in love with Theseus at first sight. She gave him a sword and a ball of string to help him slay her half-brother and find his way out of the labyrinth. She also taught him how to navigate the maze. After Theseus killed the Minotaur and emerged victorious from the labyrinth, Ariadne fled with him in the night, accompanied by her sister Phaedra. On their journey back to Athens, Theseus abandoned Ariadne on the island of Naxos. In some versions of the story, a god or goddess killed her there, while in others, Theseus sneaked away while she slept and married her sister instead. The marriage of Theseus and Phaedra was as passionate and tragic as any Greek myth. In this version, she became romantically involved with her stepson and they both met a tragic end because of it. In some stories, Dionysus claimed Ariadne as his wife and Theseus was forced to leave her with the god who, according to those versions, was already her husband. In Plutarch's version, Theseus left the sleeping Ariadne behind by mistake. By the time he realized his error and returned, she had already fallen in love with Dionysus. Dionysus was a god associated with fruit, fermentation, festivities, and fertility. His worship centered around wine and theater. He and Ariadne had many children together, including Thoas, Staphylos, and Enopion. In some traditions, Ariadne became a minor goddess associated with weaving, usually after meeting some tragic end, as often happened to mortals entangled with gods. In many versions, Dionysus journeyed to the underworld and restored her to Mount Olympus after her death. She was also known as the goddess of paths and labyrinths. Little is known about ancient religious practices on the island of Crete, but some scholars believe that Ariadne may have originally been a major goddess in Minoan culture. The original labyrinth could have been an elaborate dancing ground used in religious rituals. Other scholars suggest that the character of Ariadne may have been inspired by real women who participated in the ritual bull-leaping spectacles that were part of Minoan culture. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies Discoveries. If this story sparked your curiosity, don't forget to subscribe, keep exploring, and may the winds of wisdom always guide your path. See you in the next. Bye.